Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about web application attacks. Okay, this is going to be our day 8, I think. Let me check. Yeah, this is going to be my or day 7. Okay. Yeah, this is supposed to be day 7, and we're going to cover all the theory on the web attacks, most of the common web attacks, and then we're going to go gradually through each of the common web application attacks. And once we finish the theory part, we're going to go to the hands-on practice. Like, we're going to try to complete this one in details, yeah, how each attack is performed, how we can evade any security or something that's blocking, and that's how we can finish. So vulnerability landscape 2025 to 2026. So the most of the reports that most common attack is called broken access control. This is most common vulnerability in web applications. Yeah, it has 40% of reports, and so that's why we're going to focus more on this. And then we have security configuration, injection input validation 20%, authentication variance 12%. Total payout, we have to go there, and we have new software supply chain failure dependency, CI/CD distribution, SSRF moved to A01. So yeah, SSRF attack is actually moved to broken access control, CW extension. Just so that we can have a brief overview on what actually is bug bounty. Okay, bug bounty is just bug bounty hunter are like penetration testers, okay, who get paid for finding vulnerability on applications, web application and websites. Okay, that's what bug bounty is. Okay, so the most common website for this is HackerOne. Okay, it's handling bug bounty. And let me show you how it looks like. No need to log out, log in actually. So let me check the opportunity part. So these are the bugs. Like, for example, these are the applications. Okay, this company have put their application up for testing. Okay, so bug bounty hunter, okay, is going to look at the price here. Like, for example, if you find any bugs here, you could find you could get paid like $50 or $4K, here up to $10K. Like, that's what bug bounty is. Okay, when you go to each, you can see the defined scope here. We have what are like which domains, which website are eligible for attacks, and we have guidelines here also. Okay, so basically that's what bug bounty is. And so what are, like, we have for web applications, we have something called OWASP top 10. So what this means is that the most current, OWASP 10 is a standard awareness document for developers and web application security. It represents a broad consensus about the most critical security risk to web application, globally recognized by developers as first step toward more secure coding. And yeah, so this is the OWASP top 10 2025. This is going to be how it is. We have more version, like we have 2021, we have, but we will focus on this one. Okay, like broken access control. This is the first A01 attack, like the most common web application vulnerability available. Okay, what it means is like access control is enforced policies such that the user cannot act outside of their intended permission. Okay, failure typically lead to unauthorized information disclosure, modification, destruction. So this is actually a good definition about what broken access control is. What's access control? Enforces policies such that user cannot act outside of the, like for example, if I have a specific permission for inside one application, okay, and suddenly I did something, okay, I exploited some vulnerability and got access to another user who has more permission than mine, and tried to manipulate the application, like hack the application. So that's what broken access control talks about. And so we are actually going to go through it, the theory, and then we are immediately we're going to go build one lab through it. So this is category 1. Broken access control, failure to enforce user permission, policies allowing unauthorized access to resources, IDOR, secure direct object references, change IDs to access others' data. Okay, BOLA. Yeah, this is actually part of broken access control attacks, vulnerability. So IDOR is insecure direct object reference. Change ID to access others' data. Okay, that means, like for example, let me show you what it means. Yeah, we will go through it in details. Let's just have a brief overview of each here, and on the coming slides, we're going to go through it. Yeah, and BOLA is broken object level authorization, missing authorization checks per object. Okay, privilege escalation, user gains admin rights via parameter manipulation. User gains admin rights via parameter manipulation. Okay, SSRF force server to request internal resources. Okay, so let me give you what it means. Okay, IDOR is basically like when you go to the URL. Okay, there is something like. It's better if I show you in the lab, but for now, let me just show you something. Okay, let's go through any website here. Okay, this one, for example. Okay, so IDOR is like I think we can no. So let's say we have anything here. Let me go to any user or something. Yeah, so basically this is what how IDOR works. Okay, there is on the URL you see this number 2. Okay, we have also one. Yeah, like if you put 1, what happens? Okay, it changes, right? The different artist. If you change here the parameter here, make it 3. Okay, this is just a simple example. Yeah, forget the this is not an actual. This is just just understand the idea. Like I'm just changing the parameters on the URL. Like think about this is a user. Okay, assume this is a user. Okay, or user ID or something. You know, like let's say this is an ID of a user or something. You can just change the label here and move from one user to another without if there is no access control checks. BOLA is missing authorization check per object. Broken object level authorization happens when you don't put any authorization checks on the backend. Okay, like on the server side. Like you don't put any authorization on the server side. You can pass in any information and pass it. You can modify any fields on the client side, like admin role and like something, make it like, for example, admin or something, and access resources, like escalate your privilege or something like that, or move from do some action. Yeah. So the same idea with privilege escalation. SSRF forces servers to request internal resources. This is trying to get through internal to get resources from the internal network of the server by making requests from inside the network, the server. Okay, we'll talk in details for each one. So we'll start with IDOR. IDOR, application trust user input for object ID without verifying ownership. Okay. Direct references, API, user 123. Yeah, this is direct references, right? Expose ID in the URL. Okay, you see this one. Now, if I change this one, I can have access to another user. No authorization logic. Backend assumes if you know ID, you own it. See this one? Doesn't check. No authorization check. Affects API, mobile backend. Sequential ID is easier to exploit. Sequential ID, like think about it. Let's say I logged in with my user. Okay, John. My user ID is 123. Okay, I have another user, Carlos. His ID is 124. So all I have to do is just go to the URL, change 123 to 124, and access Carlos's user, right? There is no authorization on the backend. Okay, UUID is better than using these predictable patterns like sequential IDs, or this is easy to guess, right? Anyone can predict it. But if you use UUID is harder but still vulnerable if linked to guessable via enumeration. UUIDs, let me show you what UUID is basically. UUID is a long numbers or a combination of numbers and strings. Instead of just putting 3 here, you put many numbers here. Like difficult to guess. Makes the attack very difficult. Okay, this is UUID. UUID is a 128-bit label used to uniquely identify information computer system without central authority. Okay, that's UUID. Uniquely identify object identity with central identity. Okay, so IDOR attack surface analysis, URLs profile 123, user 456 orders, stuff. URLs profile 123. Okay, this is just some examples like user 456 orders, group 1 members. Yeah. JSON post bodies, user ID 123. This is how it looks like. API headers looks like this. Hidden parameter account ID is in hidden form field. Okay, base 6 nested change any level. Yeah. Step 1. This is the exploitation flow. Okay, step 1, you have to authenticate. Log into your own account, intercept requests, and identify ID, not your own ID. Okay, it's location format. Manipulate, change to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or sequential guesses. Verify, can you view or edit someone else's data? Then escalate. Change admin ID 1, access admin function. So this is how it works. Okay. So now that we finished IDOR, the theory on IDOR, so we're going to do labs on IDOR actually. I'm going to use Burp Suite, and I'm going to use Portswigger just because they have actually the best labs for this kind of attack, so we can understand. We're just going to do 1 or 2 labs just so we can understand. So you have to be familiar with the Burp Suite. Okay, so Burp Suite is just a tool that's used to intercept web traffic and manipulate it. Allows you to manipulate it. Gives you access to the header information, response header, request header, right? So I'm going to go through Burp Suite in like just a brief of Burp Suite. Like you can download Burp Suite here. You can go to Google, type burp suite, and you can download it from this one, from Portsiger. Community edition you can use, it's free. You can also use professional edition, which is paid version. So community edition is enough for now, for beginners, so for this few labs. And then we will try to install a professional version. I'll show you how we can install a professional version or a cracked version. I will install it, but let's use the community edition for now. So once you start, let me start it for you so we can see how it looks like initially. Burp suite, burp suite. This is burp suite's community edition. Burp suite community editions. Going to exploit one lab. Actually, let's open the lab until it loads. Let me open it. So I'm going to use the internal browser here. I'm just going to stop the video until it loads because it's going to take time to load. Let's see if it's finished. No. Yeah, it's done. So this is it. I click next from here as well. It's going to start the burp suite. Yeah. This is actually we opened it twice this way. Yeah, so this is how it looks like. We have the dashboard here, okay, and we have a target here. This is the target. We have the scope, issue, a sitemap, and we have proxy. This is for now. Just focus on this one. We have intercept on and off. Okay, the difference is that when you open the browser, like you go to proxy and you open the browser here. Okay. Okay, it's going to open one browser, Google Chromium. So let's type any traffic. Let's add any traffic here. Okay. Right now, this is what's going to happen. Whatever browser sites you visit here, okay, you go to HTTP history here. It's going to show you here the request and response headers. You see this one? We visited Google, so it will show us Google data here. Okay, you visit any website, okay, you can see the request and response header here. Okay, let me show you here. We go to Google and about store, whatever. Let's see here. Yeah, it's going to show you here. Okay, so we have an option here to intercept. Okay, what intercept means? It's going to intercept anything you go, like whatever. Let's say I click this button. Okay, see, it's not going to work. It's not going to open for me before, because it's I just put burp suite. It's intercepted by burp suite, right? The request header. So I have to forward here, or if I want to check or modify something here, I can just modify and send it to the browser, and then it's going to work. So it's like it's intercepting the traffic. Off here now, and what we need to know is like we can go to HTTP history here, and let's say we want to modify more, or go through this request header request. So we can check, we can send it to repeater here. There's an option here, right click, repeater. This is repeater. Here we can simulate, like we can send, for example, here to see the response. Okay, we can change something on the parameters, or we can change something from here and straight here. Okay, and yeah, these are the key things that we need to know. Okay, if you are using Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox, there is it's not going to be like this. You have to install additional add-ons on the browser called Foxy Proxy. They have a version for Chrome, and they have a version for Mozilla. It's just something you add here, so it will allow you. It will be able so you can make this make burps. You see it, okay? But for now, let's go ahead and start the lab already. Okay, I'm going to go course figure here. Okay, I'm going to go to my account. I'm going to log in here. Or actually, I want to make a new account for this, because I want to have a fresh labs, like for all the new info at Excel. Oops. Sweet. Go. So I'm going to receive an email. I'm going to add it. I'm going to copy this account password, and I'm just going to send it to my WhatsApp so that I can copy it here. Let me log into my WhatsApp, or better yet, let me send it to my email. Actually, let me just send it to my Gmail. It's going to be on my email here. Yeah, this is the email. Let's see the spam. Maybe it's in the spam. Yeah. So this is the code that I got from Pursuiter. I just copied and pasted here. So let me try to log in from here. Info at nexaopssuite.com. Yeah, so we just logged in. So now we can go to Academy here, and you can go to all labs here. And now we have too many, all the attacks, all the different, a lot of different labs for all the different web attacks. But right now our focus is on IDOR, so I'm just going to filter IDOR here. Or broken access control, we can find it here. 1 second. Access control vulnerabilities. You can check here. It's going to be part of broken access control actually. It should be. Direct, yeah, this one. This is IDOR, okay, and secure direct object reference. Okay, the lab stores chat log directly in the server, retrieve the static URL. So the finding it's a better lab actually. It will help us understand the attack better than this one. Let's try. The lab stores user chat logs directly on the server file system and retrieves them using static URLs. Okay. Solve the lab by finding the password for the user Carlos and logging into their account. Let's go ahead and open this lab. Yeah, so we just open this one. Let's open this one. Let's see go logs and yeah, then ask us here. So we have let's see how it works. Lab stores chat logs directly on the server file system, retrieve them using static URLs. Solve the lab, find the password for the user Carlos, logging into their account. Yeah. Or let's go back here. Let's see view transcript. I was able to see the transcript here. Download the transcript, see what it says. Nothing. I'm now chatting with Halpan. For every question you ask, I will ask 5 more. Now ask chatting with. And let's see the perp, how it looks like, the traffic. I'm going to go here, down. We have here, yeah. The chat log, and we have login here. Let me see what this means actually. Let's see what happens if we just change the let's see if I can just put this one here and paste one here. Yeah, I just did it. So my password is this one, and they just put the password inside the chat, And okay, so this is what I did actually. I just tried something here, tried to click some see how the application works. Okay, so I just type hi here or whatever, and I tried to download the conversation here, to download something here. Then I saw that this application, when you click view script transcript, it downloads the txt file of the chat content. Okay, and I saw a number here, it's putting 2. Okay, so then I decided to go to burp suite so I can see on the URLs here. Okay, so as you can see, I found here download transcript -2.txt. So I thought to myself, why not try 1 here, or I can just go to send to repeater here. Okay, so I can just try here 1. Okay, I can go to 1 here and send. See what happens. See, you will receive a response with the password here. Okay, so my password is this one. Okay, by just modifying the parameter here, I was able to see the chat of some other user. Okay, and yeah, so this is the password, and chatting with Halpane. I think I forgot my password. To confirmation that I've got the right one. Sure, no problem. Just tell me your password or confirm whether it's correct or. Is that right? Yes, it is. Okay. Type. So what am I supposed to do actually? The Carlos, right? I'm supposed to log in as Carlos here. Okay. Use the password that we got from the txt file. Log in. And that's it. Congratulations, you solved the lab. So this is the idea of IDOR. Okay, so it's just a matter of manipulating the content, the object reference here, or the URL. Okay, and logging in with that one to access other users to get information or something. So this is one lab from IDOR. I think that's enough for us, so that we can at least we understood the idea of IDOR. Okay. Before we move on, like, let's see how developers secure from IDOR. Like they just use UUID instead of easy to predict numbers. I was able to solve the lab by just changing the number 2 to 1, right? Because I was able to predict. It's easy to predict. But if developers usually use UUID, this is the UUID. Okay, it's going to look like this. So instead of 1 or 2, you're going to have this numbers, this mixture of numbers and letters. Makes it very hard for you to predict. So let's see the definition. It's a 128-bit number designed to unique identifier for objects in computer system, and that's it. So yeah, so that's IDOR. Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about we're going to do the labs today, mostly about our labs are going to be about access control. Here we're going to complete all this today. These are advanced concepts, and we're going to talk about nuclei also. It's a way to automate scanning vulnerabilities. Okay, so we're going to start with access control. First, I will open burp suite. Yeah, it's not opening, so it's okay. We're going to use this one. going to use Foxy Proxy, put it on verb, and let's see if it will work. Port Swigger, advanced. That's the thing, it's not working. Disable. Let's do it inside Kali Linux. Let's close this one. Burp suite. Yeah, okay. Next. And let's go to proxy, open browser. Let's go to port Swigger. Yeah, going to login. Going to use the same here. And let me check the email. I shared the password here actually. I shared it yesterday. Let's see port Swigger password. Okay. I shared it from maybe it's pub. Yeah, this is the one. So I'm going to paste it here. Login failed. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to say forgot password here, and the email is .com. Yes. What? Please also check the images card. You think this is funny? Get on it. Good. Get on. Add gmail.com. So we just finished this one. Yeah, I'm going. Okay, let's start with our first lab. With this. Let's open all the labs here. Okay, so control F. We're going to start with access control vulnerabilities. We're going to start with this one. Okay, and this lab has unprotected admin panel. Solves the lab by so to solve the lab, but we have to delete Carlos. Okay, this is what we call by admin unprotected admin functionality. So let's start the lab. Click access. Okay, for this lab I don't think we will need the burp suite. It's actually pretty simple. Yeah. So here I'm going to check first, see how it works. But in order to solve this lab, it's actually very simple. You just have to check the robots.txt file. Okay, this is a file, okay, that Google used to index the pages. So it's available in almost most of the websites. You can just search robots.txt. You can find you can find important information like the admin panel there. So all I have to do is just copy this one, paste it here. Done. I got access. I became an admin. So all I have to do is delete Carlos and the lab is solved. So sometimes you can find like admin URL or you can fuzz it using FUF. If you remember, we've talked about, but I'm not sure if it will work here with Port Swigger. Remember, we have a tool. Yeah, we can use like FUF here. Okay, just to refresh. You see yeah, you can use FUF here, like -u, and type this command and fuzz it. But I don't think it's allowed in you can type fuzz here. Type the word list here. If you have word list here, you can type it here, and then it will fuzz. Okay. But let's move on to the next lab, which is unprotected admin functionality with predictable URL. This lab has an unprotected admin panel. It's located at the unpredictable location, but the location is disclosed somewhere else. Okay, let's go ahead and try it. The task is the same. You have to delete Carlos, but I think let's use burp here. Okay. Unpredictable URL. Yeah, I was able to access this one, okay, by just going to, I found the admin panel by inspecting the page. I found it inside the login part. Yeah, I went to accounts here and I clicked inspect, and I found it on the login page here. Usually they hide it there, and I was able to filter here, and I was able to use the admin panel from there. But I'm not sure how exactly. Maybe if this is how it was supposed to, where it's supposed to be located, but yeah. So that's how I did. I found it using the admin panel, and go here, open. But I think there must be, when we go also, you can find JavaScript files here, I think. We can find here, right here, network sources. We can also check the no, I was able to find it here on the here. You see they're using inline in JavaScript. They're using JavaScript content here, so they put the admin URL here. So I was able to access it using this. So let's move on to the next lab, since we understand how to find the admin panel. User role control by request parameters. Let's go ahead and try this one. The lab has admin panel at /admin, which identifies administrators using a forgeable cookie. Solve the lab by accessing the admin panel and using it to delete user Carlos. You can log into your own account. Okay. Using it to delete Carlos. Okay. So I believe that we can solve this lab as well. Let's go ahead and check. But I think we're going to need burp suite for this one. Okay. User role controlled by request parameters. So first, let's just log in with the normal user, Weiner Peter. This is the user, Weiner. And Peter. Wait, why is it not working? Weiner. I think the space, no. So Peter. Yeah, I was able to access now. Let's go ahead to burp suite, see how it looks like. Yeah, this is the user. Let me just send it to repeater. Let me just see here. You see this one? It's saying admin equals to false. So that means that we can manipulate this one, this parameter. What happens if we just change it to true? See what happens. I have access to the admin panel because by manipulating I was able to access the admin panel. So we can just go ahead and intercept this one and log out. Forward. Let's go to account. Forward and so I'm just going to do this. Okay, I'm going to log in as Winer. Okay, going to log in. Okay, once I log in, I'm going to go ahead here. I'm going to change him, make him admin. Okay, so I'm going to make him admin. I mean true. I'm going to change this to true instead of false. And yeah, but I think we're supposed to do that on the second one, not here. But no, modify it, put it true here. Okay, and then forward. Okay, this is the second one. I'm going to change this as well to true. And here, this URL, I'm going to change it and make it /admin. So now I should be able to access the admin panel here. So now let's try to delete Carlos and turn off the intercept here. Whoa. Should be able to do that, but let's redo it again. Yeah, because 1 second, intercept on my account. Forward. No, let's just log out here. Let's turn this off for a moment. Let me just try it here again. Peter, login. No, let's turn on the intercept first, then Winer, then we have Peter here. Peter. So I'm just going to change here the make it true. And I'm going to forward this one. And here I'm just going to change this one to true. But here I'm going to change the account. I'm going to make it /admin. Okay, and here also we have a cookie here, which should be true, not false. Forward. So now what will happen if I click delete? Yeah, this should close the knob. Okay, because I have to still forward this one. Yeah, but so that's basically the concept of role-based attacks, and you can also delete it using the URL like this one. This URL, if you just modify this one like to true, send this to repeater. Let me show you here. If you just modify this one to true, okay, true here, this is going to delete Carlos, right? Let's send this one, found, and yeah, This also will delete Carlos. Refresh this one. Yeah, you can. So that's the idea of user role controlled. So let's just turn off the intercept for now so we can move on. Yeah, the lab is closed, solved. As you can see here, you solved the lab. Let's move on to the next lab, which is user role can be modified in user profile. Actually, I'm not sure if this is part of the. No, we're supposed to go with the object ID controlled by request. This is BOLA, IDOR, object ID controlled by request. Let's see if it is here. Object ID controlled by request. I think this one. User ID controlled by request. By request parameters. I think this one. User ID controlled by request parameters with unpredictable user ID. Okay, let's try this one. So, the lab has horizontal escalation probability on the user account page. So the lab obtain API key for users, Carlos, and a submit solution while repeater. No need to see the. Let's do it by ourselves. Then we'll see the solutions. For the IDs, I think this is IDOR vulnerability. Like yeah, so this must be IDOR vulnerability. Let's see what it looks like. Minor Peter. Okay, so your username is, your API key is this. So I'm supposed to obtain the API key of Carlos. So I think I can do that by let's see how we can do that. Let's see the history here. Let's see. Your API key is this one. So user ID controlled. So what happens if we just put this one to repeater and we just change this one to Carlos? This is going to. Oh, okay. So I was able to access Carlos's page just by putting his name here. Okay, changing from my name to his name, and I got the API key here. So this is the API key. So okay, let's go to the row here and see what's the API key. API key is this one. You just copy the API key here. And I'm just going to put it here. No, I'm supposed to submit a solution from here. And the lab is solved. So we're able to close the lab here. And so let's move on to the next lab, which is multi-step flow without access control. The referrer. Okay, two more and we can close the access control and then move to the two more labs. It's okay. You can read through it, go through it, try to understand more about it. We're going to try to solve this one, multi-step process with no access control in one step. So the lab has admin panel with the flowed multi-step process for changing user roles. You can familiarize yourself with the admin panel, logging to using credentials administrator admin, and to solve the lab credentials. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open one tab here. I'm going to use the logout here. Here I'm going to log in as an administrator. Here I'm going to log in as a whiner. Peter, and log in as Peter here. Here as administrator, admin. So as an administrator, I can increase the user from Carlos to upgrade his user, and then it says yes. Are you sure? It says yes. So Carlos now is an admin. So this is how it works. So now we can go to burp proxy. Just to see here. Set this to repeater. So I'm supposed to go to roles here as well. So we have two actually, this one and this one. So what happens here actually? Yeah, it has are you sure and stuff. So what if I just said confirm true here? What will happen if I just type this one? Confirm true in the same thing, right? It's the same as that. This way. So I'm going to try to use the session cookie here. This is the cookie here. I'm going to take the session cookie of this user. Okay, I'm going to try to upgrade myself, which is Winer actually, not so let's see what happens. the task is solved. So just so we know what we did, what I just did. Okay, like I used this one. Okay, I used the admin role request. Okay, we got from there, from the very logged in, and I just changed the name of Carlos to my name, Weiner, to my user, and I just changed the session cookie, so it can use my own session cookie from here, and I was able to bypass the check. So that's what this lab is about. So one more lab before we move on to the next Federal based access control. This lab is control. The reason we are going through access control is like it's the number one vulnerability available in OWASP. Okay, if you go back to this, the number one common vulnerability in OWASP. If you go to here, OWASP top 10. Let's go here. So number one is broken access control. Okay, this is the number one common web vulnerability available. That's the reason we're going through each lab. And broken access control includes all, including IDOR, all that stuff. So, yeah. So now there is one more lab we need to finish. Okay, this one. The lab controls access to certain admin functionality based on the federal header. You can familiarize yourself with this admin. Okay, let's go ahead and log in and try to see how it works. Yeah, so let's go to admin. Try to log in with administrative username and password just to see what exactly it does. It's actually the same concept as the previous lab. Yeah, it's already escalated, but let's see the proxy, the response here. This one is different from the one before. This one, yeah. So it's using the referrer header. This one. Referrer based access control. So it's putting it in the URL. So that's how it's working. So when you think about it, it's actually the same thing, same idea. So in order to escalate, so what I have to do is like log into my session and use this URL, just change my name to upgrade it. I think it should work. Put it in the URL, send this to repeater, but let's log into our session. in the incognito mode. Let's go to this lab. Remove admin. Let's log in with the Winer. Winer, and the password is going to be Peter, and enter. And let's go ahead and put the this is the lab. So all I have to do is just put this one. But let's send this to the repeater. I'm going to go ahead and just copy this one. I can just put this one here. Okay, this one. Copy this one. Put it in the URL. Okay, and we have the same session ID and everything. So I'm just going to upgrade myself, which is Winer. Let's see if it works. Saying 402 unauthorized. Okay, let's go ahead and replace this session. Okay, and put it on the one we got from the admin post, the admin login. Let's just use Winer here. See what happens. The lab is solved. So you see, it's just a matter of manipulating the URL to upgrade. Prefer based access control. So we were able to solve this lab. So now we have finished all the labs for access control. Next is actually not everything, but these are the key labs that we need to finish, and we did it. So now it's time to check the business logic. We have 3 labs there, and we'll go to the last lab. Type. Let's go ahead. Excessive trust in client side. Okay, let's go to business logic. Business logic vulnerabilities. I'm going to go to this one first, which is the first lab. And just so we are clear, the lab doesn't adequately validate user input. You can exploit logic. Let me just pause this for a second, because I'm going to. So let's go ahead and continue with our lab. So the lab is actually about. Let me see what it is. It's saying the lab doesn't adequately validate user input. You can exploit the logic flow, its purchasing workflow, to buy items for an unintended price. Solve the lab by lightweight this one. So let's go ahead and try it. Okay. So we're going to go through this one, right? Just let's log in with our own account. You are Winer Peter. And go to home and see how it works. This is the one that they're talking about, I think. Yes. And let's just see what it does. Increase the quantity, add to cart. Okay, and this is the cart. Let's see what happens if we just place the order. Not enough store credit. Okay, so the lab doesn't adequately validate user input. You exploit the logic flow and its purchasing workflow to buy an item for unintended price. So the lab buy. Okay, I'm supposed to buy this one, but I'm allowed only 100 credits. So let's just go to the proxy to history just to see what exactly we can do. Uh, Card checkout. I don't think there's much to be done here. Cart, nothing. It's product ID, nothing. Cart. I don't see where's the product actually. Excessive trust of the client. There's the cart. And so what am I supposed to manipulate? Insufficient funds. Okay. Okay, let me just go through